You still can't.
Sisters,
We shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just, we will prevail. The fight for our rights. Buffs.
Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
This is so freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of our liberty is at hand. For freedom is bravo. Brothers
Yeah, I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, that's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see them, man. So I'm...
My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
A real coach. People are getting sick of it. The moment a celebrity steps slightly outside the leftist approved narrative, they get attacked. Chili from TLC gets heat over allegedly donating to Donald Trump.
For liberty. The British advance. We must act.
Our supplies are low, but morale is high.
Then we fight for liberty.
Pain's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence.
The
Welcome to my...
that said they were anti-war. I think they said no new wars. Yeah, they voted for a president that was not going to start any new wars. And what's funny to me is that not only were you lied to, not only did this man start this and get out of the...
freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Just in order to get the Greater Israel Project accomplished, you have to kill people. That's why it's wrong. Killing people is wrong. Full stop. So you can try to make sense of it with, well, it's a threat and this and that. There's no greater threat than the United States empire.
Vocabulary up, because I'm throwing out words like hubris, acquiesce, verbose. What are you going to do about the dichotomy of the nuance?
To the encampment. For liberty.
And what I've learned, and I'm not a liberal or a Democrat. I voted for Trump the first time, but he's become a politician. He lies like all the other politicians. He deceives like all the other politicians.
Endures through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Our cause in
doing. I'm going to go out on the limb and say anybody that sits in that oval does not like Americans. They love United States, though, which is the politics, but they don't love the Americans. Americans are farmers. Americans are mechanics. Americans are school teachers. Americans are mom and pop businesses.
And brave! Soldiers, the enemy is near.
Not only do I love my FBA fam, my Black American fam, my Black people on code, you know, my people that's allies with us, as part of the fam. I love y'all. I love my country too. You feel me?
The cause to victory.
To victory. These pastries are wonderful.
Indeed, but we must stay vigilant.
Just how alarmed she was watching Joe Biden during his horrendous 2024 debate performance. In a new CBS interview that will air Sunday morning, Joe Biden says at one point she thought the president was having a stroke.
Were you horrified as you saw it unfold? I wasn't horrified, I was frightened because I had never, ever seen Joe like that before or since. Never.
Or since?
Yes, or
You've
since.
never seen him like
never.
that?
No.
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke. And it scared me to death.
But remember when she told him after the debate how great he did?
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why? Yes.
All right, joining me now, Fox News contributor.
Tonight, a stunning admission from Jill Biden about her husband's debate performance. Take a listen.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Kamal.
Hi, I'm Kim.
And we got a special guest, Bryce. Bryce, I'm going to play a video from your channel, and then you can introduce yourself and tell people where they can find you.
Let's do it. Across some fun and interesting information this morning, and I'd like to share it with you. If you are like me for months, you have assumed that all of these MAGA influencers or MAGA podcast hosts all are bought and paid for by a specific foreign nation. Well, now we might have even more evidence that shows this is in fact true. All of these shows or influencers have one thing in common. The Charlie Kirk Show, which of course doesn't include him anymore, Josh Hammer, Dennis Prager, Larry Elder, Laura Trump, Brandon Tatum, or Officer Tatum as we know him as, Dinesh D'Souza, and many more, all broadcast on the same media network. It's called the Salem Media Group. Now that of course is not weird, but here's where things get interesting. The chief strategy officer of that network, he is reportedly also a registered foreign agent under FARA for, can you guess what foreign nation? Israel. His name is Brad Parscale. Now let me be clear. This is not a rumor. This is not hearsay. This is all public record and data that's registered through the Department of Justice. You can look this up yourself. He is the chief strategy officer for the Salem Media Group, which is, of course, the largest Christian conservative radio network in America. But he is also, at the same time, the principal for a company called Clock Tower X LLC, which that company is a registered foreign agent for Israel and has a $6 million contract with the Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs via a Havas Media Group in Germany. So next time you're listening to these MAGA talking heads and their shows, ask yourself this one question. Am I listening to their opinions, or am I being programmed perfectly to believe in what a foreign nation is trying to tell me? And if you want a show that isn't bought and paid for by a foreign nation and is strictly pure America first, take a listen to my weekly podcast show called We the Future. All of the links are in my bio, and I'd be happy to have you as a listener.
Hey, Bryce, tell us where people can find you and what you do.
Yeah, so people can find me on Instagram. I'm on X as well as Facebook, all under the same pretty much. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, Zeke having issues.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys can find me. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook. It's just at Real Bryce Wheeler. On X, it's Bryce_Wheeler1. I'm not on TikTok or any of those platforms. I stay off of those, but I am on YouTube, and it's the We the Future show, We the Future podcast.
Did you watch the debate with Ryan Graham and Scott Jennings where Ryan Graham called him out?
I did, yes. Yep. Been catching all those clips. They've been fun to watch.
So I'm gonna replay the thing that happened with Jill Biden, and then we'll give our thoughts on that.
such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the facts. And let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do? Why?
No, what happened? I mean, as I watched it, I thought, oh my God, he's having a stroke. And it scared me to death.
Kamal, what's your thoughts on Jill Biden saying that her husband was having a stroke during the debate?
Look, y'all, my thoughts are gonna be real short on this one. Another white woman lying. Whoop-de-doo. Real surprise. I give it to the floor. Y'all have it.
Bryce, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think of Joe Biden the same way that I think of a lot of these people that we see in the federal government that are close to presidents or high public key figures. I just see him as a handler, right? So whether she's a doctor or not, or just wants to call herself by day, then Dr. Jill Biden, the handler, is kind of how I referred to her all throughout Biden's presidency. So she made sure the stick held its place so that he could stand upright and fill his mouth with the words he needed to say.
Kim, what's your thoughts?
That was beautifully said. I like this guy. I'll follow you right now. I'll follow you in a bit. That was perfect. Yeah. They should investigate that. That he was being abused. That's elder abuse. They should go to jail. But I mean, even further than that, they're all puppets. They all have people that they report to, and it's not the voters. So here we are. Can you guys hear? Is there a fuss in the background?
Yeah, we can hear that
a little bit, but
I'm sorry.
But yeah, you can.
There's there's a lot of people over. Yeah. Okay.
Zeke, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. Can you get me?
Yeah. Did you see the clip with Jill Biden saying that she thought Joe Biden was having a stroke with a debate with Trump?
Let me tell you something. She is lying her ass off. She knew good and damn well that man was not mentally there during the debate. We all knew it. We all saw it. We've all seen it for years before that. We all knew Pop was off his rocker. He was calling lids at noon. He didn't know what was going on. He botched literally every speech he made. Dude couldn't figure it function. During the Black History Month, what was it? Was it the Black History Month at the White House? I can't think of what was the celebration. I can't think of it right now. But when they had Kirk Franklin and everybody up there singing, and everybody else was clapping to the music and moving around, and Joe Biden, there's a viral video where he looks very confused, and he's looking around trying to figure out what the hell's going on. We all knew he was checked out. He was done. Mentally, he just wasn't there. And the fact that she kept her husband in office, she's like a slightly less evil Hillary Clinton. She wanted the accolades. She wanted the power. She wanted to be able to go out there and have her own star shine. We all knew that. Everybody was saying, Jill, take your husband home. Take him back to Delaware. Take him back to Scranton, wherever he's got to go. Take your husband home. Get him out of there. But what they all didn't want, me included, was Madam President Kamala Harris. So maybe it worked out all in the end, because Kamala Harris would have royally screwed up everything even more than Joe Biden did. So in a way, I'm kind of thankful she kept him in that seat. But everybody knew Pop was checked out. Everybody knew.
For sure. So Katie Miller went on Fox News to talk about a social media post that was sent at her husband, Stephen Miller.
Came under attack today when he said, like, the Democrats are, perhaps going to nominate their first transgender Senate candidate, talking about Tallarico. And they responded by just, basically saying, shut up, you ugly F word, essentially. Any word for the Democrats, their little Twitter account.
This is the same violent political rhetoric that is leading people to shooting up, whether it be the White House Correspondents' Dinner or President Trump and Butler. But what it remains to be seen is this is an anonymous account, and it is run actually by a sad liberal woman named Paulina, which is why Pew says 50% of liberal women at some time have identified that they have a mental health disorder, and she is certainly one of them. What a sad state for the pathetic Democrat Party.
Well, Pauline, poor Pauline. Katie and Chris, great to see both of you.
Bryce, do you feel like the Democrat, whoever's doing their social media, was inappropriate to use profanity?
I mean, look, At the end of the day, my opinion is freedom of speech includes profanity. Whether or not you want to use that, that's each to their own. Do I believe that count and the lady behind it is off her rocker, just like the previous president we watched a clip of? I do agree. So, I mean, profanity or not, obviously we've seen violent rhetoric from the left time and time and time again. At this point, under the inclusion or inclusivity for all, falls the violent rhetoric just in line.
For sure. So the Department of Justice.
Wait, I'm sorry, really quick. Is James Tallarico transgender?
No.
No.
I don't think so. No.
No.
Oh, that was a joke then, right? Okay, because I'd never heard that. That was news to me. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we talked about it last night. They tried to say that he believes in 6 genders, and he has some like concerning views for Christians and what he says about Christianity and like with God and stuff. But if you want to see that episode, we played it last night. It's on the live. E. Jean Carroll's been, I don't know if she's been indicted or investigated or what by the Department of Justice, but I'll play the clip.
Exclusive and breaking news right now. The Justice Department, CNN is learning, has launched a new criminal investigation into one of Trump's enemies, E. Jean Carroll. Now, E. Jean Carroll was the former magazine columnist who accused President Donald Trump of sexual assault. Ended up being that he was liable for sexual abuse. The source is telling CNN that the investigation now is focused on whether Carroll committed perjury during her 2 civil lawsuits against the president. Paula Reed is breaking the story, and she's out front. And Paula, what else are you learning about this? I mean, there was obviously a verdict here.
That's right. And here, Aaron, this is the latest move by the Justice Department to take action against one of President Trump's long-standing foes. Our sources tell us that this investigation is focused on a 2022 deposition that Carroll gave, where she said that she had not received any outside funding. Now, her lawyers later told the judge that she had, in fact, received funding for legal fees and expenses from billionaire Reid Hoffman. The judge overseeing this case ultimately said there were no issues with her credibility and blocked Trump lawyers from asking about this at trial. Now, Carroll currently has multiple legal battles with Trump currently pending, including one before the Supreme Court. And notably, Aaron, the Supreme Court has deferred 12 times on a decision whether they want to take up that case. Now, over at the Justice Department, Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche, I'm told, has recused from this case because he worked on one of the appeals related to the Carroll case. Now, I'm told he has not attended any meetings or been in any discussions about this investigation. The case is currently being handled out of the U.S. Attorney's Office in Chicago. Now, tonight, the Justice Department issued a statement saying, quote, "We can confirm that no U.S. Attorney's Office has declined to investigate any case relating to the subject matter of CNN's inquiry. We will not comment beyond that." Now, Carroll's team tonight declined to comment. Aaron.
So, Zeke, you're the MAGA guy on here tonight. Are you happy E. Jean Carroll's been investigated?
I'm not happy or sad about it. I'm looking at it more as someone who's a former sex crimes investigator. I knew the whole thing was bullshit from the start. I mean, I'm reading it not as MAGA, not as anything else. I'm reading it as someone who it was his job to go out there and investigate sex crimes, investigate victims, investigate, put together cases. I'm reading it and I'm going, there are so many holes in this story. We would have declined this. And I'm talking about an office where we had more clearances of cases than any place else. We were actually very successful. I'm reading it the whole time. I'm going, none of this is making sense. Her dates are off. She had, they asked her to tell the story. Her story changed. They pushed this through in order to get Trump. And whether I'm MAGA or not, if you're going to bend the bars of justice in order to directly go after someone, then that impacts all of us. Because now you can't trust the justice system to do the right thing by you. MAGA or not, if it was someone who was a hardcore Democrat, an extreme left liberal, and it was the same situation, I'd be saying the exact same thing. They bent the law and they basically dragged this and pushed this through in order so that they can get one man. And it happened time after time again. All the felonies that he went through, they changed the statutes in order to get him on felony charges. I mean, none of this surprises me at all, because this woman, This is the same woman who went on CNN afterwards, Anderson Cooper. And didn't she say something to the lines of some people have rape fantasies or something like that? So her credibility was thrown out even then. And I'm glad she's getting investigated, not because this is against Trump, but because this is a serious crime. People need to take it seriously. And this is actually the wheels of justice being respun in favor of the people.
For sure. So one of the clips that went viral is what people feel like made it look like she lied on Trump.
Spiriting. That then you're like, well, I got to be hotter to win this case.
Yeah, I got to be fuckable is the word. So what we did is we looked, I had a talk show, a TV talk show in 1996. I went through that, some of the shows, took screenshots of my hair cut in a bob, and we did then I found the hairdresser and the makeup person who made me look like that in 1996. She came every day to trial, did my hair and makeup exactly like it was in 1996. I wore the exact same clothes I wore in 1996, the exact clothes.
Yeah, they're back. It's back in trend.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have a book here, but the thing I'm wearing on the cover, I bought it at Bergdorf's in 1993. So
wow.
That's the kind of, and I didn't look like I looked in 96, but I looked like somebody who could have looked like somebody in 96, and it was enough. It was enough. So it was a trick.
District, that doesn't make you annoyed? That doesn't, your feminist juices don't start flowing over that? Like,
Kim, as a female on the panel, is her saying that like evidence to make Trump, be exonerated from what she's saying?
So that's witness credibility. When handling a case, you always assess everyone as a witness and how they would perform on the stand or in a deposition, not just the plaintiff, the defendant, but also actual witnesses, anybody that you might call to the stand. Why she would share that and record it on a camera, I mean, that's literally why we have attorney-client privilege. I think that was stupid on her part. I can see why people think that was her trying to prove something unprovable, but that's just how it goes. And if you guys saw the O.J. Simpson documentary, they did that with his house, where they took down all his like decorations and put more like American Black looking decorations and pictures of him with Black people to make him more sympathetic to the Black jury that they had picked. So that's not in itself like culpability. I just don't think that it was very smart for her to put that on a camera. I mean, you should keep that between you and your attorney about how you won your case, because I don't think it helped her. Her case wasn't very strong. The Democrats do go after Trump for silly things like this, where they can't really get him, but they won't ever, like they should have impeached him the first time he bombed Iran, because they do the same thing. So when it has to do with things that they can actually get him on, they're not going to do that, because that would implicate them. Like, for example, with Iran, they're also war criminals and they're also warmongers. So they're not going to actually impeach him and remove him for things that they should. They're going to go after these other smaller, insignificant, or less important cases. And then also, I will add, the accusations from Tara Reade against Joe Biden were much stronger and provable. She had witnesses, she had evidence. And also Joe Biden impeached or tried to impeach Anita Hill to defend Clarence Thomas as well, just as a reminder for everybody.
Okay, so one of the other issues was that Reed Hoffman, a Democratic donor, is who paid for her legal fees in the Silver case.
Something that he and his lawyers have often spoken about is the lack of disclosure about a big Democratic donor funding part of this case. Was there a reason it wasn't disclosed, and did you view this as political in any way?
No, I just completely forgot that he even existed.
In your deposition?
Yes, in my deposition.
Kamal, I see you laughing. Is this a conflict of interest that a Democratic donor is basically paying for the legal fees to hurt Trump?
Man, can we be all the way real, man? She gave up the ass. All right. That's why bro gave up the money. I'm just why is this bro so dumb? You can actually do that. Somebody can help you pay for your legal fees. Like, this bro dumb as hell, y'all. What, like, my mind is blown, you feel me? But like, out of all the things, and she won the case, actually. Why the fuck are you still talking? You won. God damn. This woman's beyond stupid. I'm sorry. I lost some brain cells listening to that broad. I'm sorry.
I will say, I think it's an abuse of power to use the Department of Justice to take revenge on your political foes, even though I don't agree that the Democrats should have done that, or I mean, maybe not her as an individual. I don't know if it was like an orchestrated hoax or anything, but that is an egregious abuse of power to use the Department of Justice for that. So
honestly, I have no problem with that, just because he wasn't going to get a fair shake from a Democrat administration. So if he's telling his Department of Justice, hey, look into this, because she's basically criminating herself. Every time she opens her mouth, she says something stupid, like Kamal said. Every time she opens her mouth, she says, every time they interview her, they have to cut the camera off or cut her mic because she says something stupid. Then she's incriminating herself. And if
she's
the
not
Department
helping
of Justice,
herself.
if the Department of Justice says, hey, listen, because of what you said, because of yours, what we call in law terms spontaneous utterances, then we're going to go ahead and do it. If cops arrest someone and in the back seat they're saying, hey man, we shouldn't have robbed that bank, that's not coercion. That's not anything else. That's a spontaneous utterance, and that's all this woman is doing. She makes spontaneous utterance after utterance. So that's it.
Yeah, I think they should investigate the Steele dossier and the whole Russia hoax. I think that was a more egregious abuse of their power, the Democrats on their side. But this, I mean, in the hierarchy of priorities, I don't think that we should use the Department of Justice.
Well, do you think the New York Attorney General is going to investigate it?
They're not, but we should also be mindful of like resources, and the Department of Justice isn't Donald Trump's like legal defenders. They don't work for Donald Trump. He's just trying to clear his good name, which he doesn't really have a good name anyway. And if we're going to prioritize things that should be investigated, this should be at the end of the list. I would be more sympathetic towards, like I said, like a full-on investigation of the Steele dossier and the whole Russiagate bullshit.
For sure. So the big thing that's going on is the war in Iran. So Trump has been trying to get a deal for 3 months, and this is what he's been saying about the deal over the months.
They're saying, how do we make a deal? I said, you're being a little bit late, and we want to fight now more than they do. I don't even know that we want to make a deal. They want to make a deal badly, yes. They are negotiating. They're begging to make a deal. They're begging to make a deal.
Sir, could you foresee a deal in Iran this upcoming week?
I do see a deal in Iran, yeah. Could be soon. It's possible that we'll have a deal because they want to make a deal. They want to make a deal more than I want to make a deal. We're very close to making a deal. That'll be a great thing. We're going to be knowing very shortly. But we're talking over. I expect things to go well. Many of these things have been negotiated and agreed to. They want to make a deal. We've had very good talks over the last 24 hours. And it's very possible that we'll make a deal. They come to the table, they're begging to make a deal, because they're begging to make a deal. They want to make a deal so badly, we'll see what happens. Iran is dying to make a deal, we'll see what happens. Iran is very much intent, they want very much to make a deal. So far, they haven't gotten there. We're not satisfied with it, but we will be.
Bryce, this is your first time here, so what's your thoughts on the Iran war and Trump getting a deal?
Yeah, I think Katy Perry said it best with her Hot and Cold song. I feel like the entire last few months of us just as American citizens being jerked around, it's always one thing or the other. There's no middle ground. It's either we're on the right track, we're actually going to get a deal, just give us a few more hours or days, or it's we're nowhere near closer than we were at the very beginning to making a deal. And it even was reported, maybe you all saw it this week, or maybe it's just my social media algorithm. It was reported that Iranian officials were told by Trump and the administration to ignore everything that Trump said publicly to the media, because that was just going to be media bullshit so that he could paint a good light in front of the American people. So as far as the Iran war, I don't think we need to be there. I've had that stance from day one. People can go look at my social media and posts from, I broke the news the night that we actually started bombing Iran. I was up and I made a video. I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. In fact, we've even seen at the beginning of this week, we've continued the attacks against Iran and their allied forces. So I once again have no instance or no credible truth to what President Trump says as we're closer to a deal at all.
For sure. So I want to get everybody's answer on this. Should we have a UFC event at the White House?
House thing is odd. I don't like it. I don't like the idea of fighting outside at all.
Well, there's problems with it.
And then
done it too many times.
June, and it's DC, and we looked it up the last time, like last year, same day, it was 100 degrees.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah.
hot as fuck.
And then you add the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the lights.
You add the lights.
Yeah,
That attracts bugs.
They were talking about maybe using fans. Is that enough?
No, it's not
You got
enough.
bug strips everywhere. What are you going to do? Like, how are you going to stop the bugs? I just don't think that you should compete in a world championship fight in a non-controlled environment.
Yeah.
I think it should be inside an air-conditioned arena. It should be a controlled environment, just like you don't ask someone to do any of that. You wouldn't ask them to play a world championship basketball game outside in the sun. No. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Right? You play in a fucking air-conditioned arena, and that's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, but I understand the whole thing, and
I get it
it's
too,
special.
But listen,
but it's going to be a pain in the butt.
A fucking roof.
Yeah.
Build a roof. Like, you've got all the money in the world, right? You're doing this. You want to do this for
I don't
fucking
know. It's not
America?
my money.
It's 4,000
Yeah.
seats. You build a 4,000 seat arena. Yeah. How big is it? Get a fucking barn dominium. Put it in there.
Kamal, we'll start with you and go around. Should we have a UFC event at the White House?
Fuck it. Build it. Hey, let's have a gold dome too. You feel me? I gotta say, man, we got range on this motherfucking show. We have somebody that quoted Katy Perry, man. Bryce, shout out to you, bro. God damn, we out here. We got goddamn James Tellerico might be a transgender. He look a little Ellen DeGeneres. Just look at the hair area. He kind of look a little like Ellen DeGeneres. But anyway, should they have the event? To be honest, no, but fuck it. Let's keep the circus going. Hey, let's make it happen. You feel me? Who gonna be the fighters? Are they gonna do how like Aiden Ross does with kicks though? They gonna be having shit like that? Or they gonna have some actual professionals? All right.
Bryce, should they have an event at the White House?
Yeah, and I'll first answer your question, Kamal. I'll be 30 this December, brother. So young enough to know Katy Perry, old enough to have a little bit more wisdom on my shoulders. So in my opinion, no. But then again, like, yes, I don't really care. I don't pay too much attention to UFC. I do agree with what Joe Rogan and his guest said. You got to have some control, environment. And especially if you're going to be having a physical altercation like UFC is obviously known to have. But I just fall into the same thing, which I've always said. If you give them bread and circuses, they'll never revolt. So I think at this point, it's just a distraction. Yes, we're celebrating 250 years as a country. But to have a UFC fight on the White House lawn, I don't know. I think we've had enough crazy events happen in DC already. So maybe we just avoid it altogether. I won't be in DC. I'll be watching it from the comfort of my home.
Kim?
This guy speaks my language. I'm always the one here crying breads and circuses. So yeah, I don't think we should have it there. I think it's stupid. I'm a thespian. I love theater. And I wouldn't appreciate. I just think it's a bad taste, and it's probably not going to be safe either. Didn't they just try to kill this guy again the other day? Like, you shouldn't be putting more people there.
True. Zeke, what you think?
Listen, as a former MMA fighter, I would have loved to fight in front of the White House. I would have had fun with it. I mean, I don't think the fighters care. The fans definitely want to see something like that. I wish I could get a ticket. You know, I mean, when you're in that octagon and you're fighting, you honestly, you don't care about a controlled environment. You really don't care about mosquitoes or anything else like that. Is it hot? Could it be hot? Sure. But I mean, you're more worried about the guy across from you trying to knock you out and trying to kick you in the face, trying to take you down, trying to put you in an armbar or submit you somehow. I mean, it's a great opportunity. And I think Trump is just doing it because he's a UFC fan. He's been to a bunch of events before. And he's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm president. Let's have a fight here. Let's do it. And I know Dana White is a fan of Trump's, and he said, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. I think it's a great idea. He's the first president to do so. And like I said, I want a ticket. I don't think I'm going to get one, but I would love a ticket.
Does anybody listen to Olivia Rodrigo?
My 12-year-old daughter does, Gray.
Okay, so I have you answer this.
Beautiful.
I
don't even know who that is.
I'm going to play the clip.
Other things you've been a lightning rod over is like the baby doll dress.
That's been making me so upset. Not even for me. Like, I don't care. People could say
what does
whatever
it
they
mean
want.
to you? What does what's
really
mean
like
to you?
disturbing is I feel like I have worn outfits that are like maybe revealing on stage. Like I've been on stage in like a sparkly bra and like little shorts and like, which is my right. That's fun. I felt cool and comfortable in that. And like that wasn't inappropriate, but me like fully covered up in a dress that people deemed to be like childlike was inappropriate. And I just think it just like shows how we just like really normalize pedophilia in our culture. And also it's just this like rhetoric that we're fed as girls since we're so little, which is like, don't wear that because then a man is going to sexualize your body and it's your fault. Like, it's so weird. And, I didn't think that I looked sexy in that at all. I was like, this is so cool. I feel like I look like Kathleen Hanna or like Courtney Love, all these people who are my heroes. And I felt cool and comfortable in it. And like, I just think if we start dressing in a way that's like, oh, I don't want some freak to think that I like am sexy like a baby or like some crazy thing like that. Like I just think it's like losing the plot a little bit. You know, I'm just very protective of like younger women and girls, and I don't ever want them to be like fed that rhetoric, I guess.
And also protect their right as they grow up to do
dress
whatever it is, whatever it ends up
it's
being.
Like a weird cult. It's like, yeah, you shouldn't be responsible for some guy sexualizing you in a way that was never your intention.
Okay, Kim. So, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I knew I was going to get this question. I love when you give the women questions. I think she can wear whatever the fuck she wants. I grew up in a Christian Zionist church, and I went to the beach once, and I had the audacity to wear a bathing suit. So my cousin, who were pastors' kids, and their pastors' kids' friends pulled me aside and gave me shorts. And I was like 16, and mind you, I'm not voluptuous or anything. They asked me to put the shorts on. And even when I was 16, I said, no, I'm not going to do that. And they said, and these were the words they used. They said, we need to protect the hearts of men. And I said, why don't we just teach men to respect women? So I agree with her. I think that dress is fashion. I love fashion. I think it's fashionable. Does fashion sometimes get a little like pedophilic? Yes, it does. And we do need to be careful with that. We see it with like the high end brands where they literally fetishize children. Is there sex trafficking in high fashion and high modeling? Yes, there is. Is there pedophilia everywhere? Do we need to protect children everywhere? Yes. But also this girl is an artist and she has the right to wear whatever she wants. And I think sometimes you just make fashion statements. I don't think we need to like nitpick everything, and we just need to let women, have a sense of identity. That's just what I think. I'm curious what Zeke thinks. I think he's going to say the complete opposite.
Listen, how old is she? I don't even know who this person is.
I believe she's like 25. She was on Disney Channel like after my era. I'm 33. I'm Hannah Montana age. She came out after. Let me see. Olivia Rodrigo.
She's 23.
Age. I was close. Look at me.
And she's in California.
Honestly, like I said, I'm a former sex crime investigator. I am not going to blame a woman, because she wore a dress for something that happens to her. That would be extremely disrespectful to the cases I closed, to the victims I interviewed, to all of it. I'm not going to do that. However, if you think that men aren't going to look, and if you think that there aren't predators out there, and if you think that you can fetishize a baby doll, kind of whatever she was wearing on that stage, and some people aren't going to take that the wrong way, have a reaction, she is extremely naive and it's not realistic. If I'm walking through a dark alley and I see people looking at me, getting ready to try to rob me, and I continue walking down that dark alley and I get robbed, I walk a strange line between, is it my fault that I got robbed? And should I expect to really just walk down that dark alley without expecting to get robbed? If she's dressing a certain way on stage and evoking a certain image, and she's saying, well, we need to teach men not to look at that. To me, that's kind of like, it's not a realistic argument. Like I said, I'm trying to be as respectful as I can towards women, because listen, as a girl dad, I don't want anybody looking at my daughter and wanting to victimize her. But at the same time, I also teach my daughter how to be modest, how to protect herself, how to dress in a way that respects, where she's respectable to herself. I don't let her go out in short shorts. I don't let her go out in things that, reveal her belly or anything else like that. But at the same time, I want her to be able to express herself. To me, it's a weird sort of nuance. Like I said, I don't want to ever blame someone for being a victim. However, I do want people to really be smart and be able to protect themselves and realize that there are bad people out there. There are people who are going to try to make you a victim. And I want you to be able to protect yourself and guard yourself as much as you can. And like I said, I'm just saying that as a parent who's raising a daughter who would go scorched earth if anything ever happened to her. I hope that makes sense.
I love that. Yeah. I don't know why I wanted to know what you thought. I'm a girl mom too. And my kid likes Olivia Rodrigo and Sabrina Carpenter, and she has their posters on the wall and they're like sexualized. And I'm like, okay, I'll let her appreciate that. But I'm careful with what she wears and how she portrays herself. And the other day I actually learned that I do have a limit, because she showed me these music videos of this girl group called Cat's Eye.
My daughter loves that group.
I mean, it's catchy, but the videos of them dancing are very sexualized, and my daughter is 12. Have you seen them dancing?
Yeah, my daughter's 11. I like I said, my wife and I try to give her as much leeway as we can. My daughter's a dancer. She actually just came back from dance practice.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the costumes, she's got to wear makeup while she's dancing and performing.
Mm-hmm.
And as her father, as someone who, like I said, investigated these crimes and saw the worst of the worst of the worst with this, stories that, in instances that will stay with me for the rest of my life because they chilled me to the bone. I'm protective of her. I want to just guard her and hold her, but I know I can't. And when you have a singer who is saying I should be able to wear whatever I want and no one fetishes me, that's true. You should be able to, but people are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's live in the real world. If I'm someplace and I see a bunch of I'm not going to say Southern Battle Cross flags, but if I see a bunch of clan flags, should I be able to walk down that street and nothing happens to me? Sure. As a big black dude, listen, it's within the realm of possibility. I think as someone who performs like that and has little girls especially who look up to her, she should be more responsible with her message. Say, hey, listen, this is who I am. This is how I dress. I mean, I don't even know if she can say that. Like I said, I'm trying to walk like a weird line.
It is. It's like even me, like.
Time out, guys, because I want to play this clip.
Okay.
One woman got pulled over. She had her cell phone, so I'm gonna play this.
Okay, cool.
Being pulled over.
Thank you,
the city of Lake Worth today. We're doing an operation for distracted driver, and you drove past me holding the phone with your right hand, manipulating that phone. I mean, I saw you with the phone in your hand.
Not. So you want to just call this a day? Or?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up manipulating
you just
the
said
phone.
my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw you with your right hand. You had a hand up. The right hand. I saw you manipulate.
So you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right? But I saw you.
You didn't see me with my right hand.
Okay, so are you
saying that you saw me with my right hand?
I know what I just said. I know what I just said. I'm asking you now. Did you or not have your phone on your hand?
I did not.
You did not have your phone in your hand?
I did not.
Hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
The other hand to God, you didn't have your phone in your hand?
Hand to God.
Cool. You have your driver's license, registration, and insurance with you?
Bryce, what's your thoughts on this?
Man, if that just doesn't show the level of stupidity that we have in this country. Like, I mean, I've got family members who are police officers, and I've got, you know, I understand that you're trying to tell a cop your truth, and it may be completely different, and he actually may have a point, or the cop may have a point and actually, you know, prove that you were, you know, breaking the law. But when she raises her right arm and clearly doesn't have a right hand, I think the cop should have called it a day at that point and moved on. But it made it all the way to court, and I mean, you're probably going to get to this. They basically dismissed it before it even got to court because they, quote unquote, didn't have enough evidence, which I think that's a horrible way to say that she doesn't have half of her right arm. So, but that's my thoughts.
For sure. So since we're talking about police and, you know, we talk about police brutality and stuff like that, George Floyd's brother used the money from some of the money they got and when they got a $45,000 change. So I'm going to go to you, Kamal. Is this just too much stunt?
Truth is just like a lion.
Oh, we can't. Oh, the truth is just like a lion.
You don't have to defend it. It will defend itself.
Talk to me.
Well, we went to Jack Yates High School, and this is my brother George Floyd. So it got half of a lion and half of him because he was one of the star athletes that ever attended Jack Yates High School. And that's right there in the heart of Third Ward where we come from.
So, Kamal, what you think about George Floyd brother getting a $45,000 change?
Was that like his money that he earned?
I doubt
was it a GoFundMe? Then you feel me? If it was a GoFundMe, then that might be problematic. But if he earned that shit, you feel me, from working, and he want to buy a goddamn $45,000 goddamn chain, that I wouldn't do. Fuck it, let him do it. Shit. Let's go back. Can I go back to that officer, man?
Yeah, go ahead.
God damn. Yo. He was like, I saw a hand. You feel me? As soon as he put that hand up, he was still about to be like, you know what? You was driving like this, man. All legs, your hands was texting like this. Come on, man. God damn. Hey, this been a funny ass episode, man. From the Tallarico transgender shit to women getting pulled over for having supposedly two hands to George Floyd brother stunting. Shit, fuck it.
Sure. So I'm gonna play this clip, and I'm gonna have the same question for everybody. If right now you had to go back and work at McDonald's and somebody from high school walked in and saw you, would you be embarrassed?
Seeing somebody that I knew at McDonald's. I knew him from high school, and he was working the drive-thru. So I went through the drive-thru to get my food. I seen him. He came to the drive-thru. I was like, oh, shit, what's up, bro? How you doing? Nigga get to hiding his face and shit. I'm like, why you hiding your face, bro? Like, I know who you is, you know? I'm thinking he playing at first, but he, like, dead serious. So he ended up pulling his shirt back down, and he ended up, like, telling me, like, oh, yeah, bro, I've been straight, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just working this job because of such and such, right? So basically, right after he pulled the shirt down, he got to explaining himself why I see him working the drive-thru at McDonald's. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, you really explaining yourself because you working the job where you getting money to do what you got to do to make ends meet, to take care of the things that you need. Never feel ashamed of that. I don't give a fuck where you work at. What, like, it really came to this, nigga. We come from being homeless. Like, it don't matter where you work at, you getting to it, you trying, you making it happen. There's some people that can't get a job, that is not even trying to get a job, and you had the drive-through, getting it in, grinding. What is there to be ashamed about? Nigga really hit his face. Real deal hit his face. I'm thinking he playing dead serious. He really not trying to be seen. Like, bro, don't ever feel ashamed. Like, I'm proud of anybody that I see, no matter where the fuck I go, nigga. A job is a job, nigga. I remember I was so down bad on my dick, but like, what, nigga? But don't ever feel ashamed because you get into it, boy. It don't matter what the fuck you doing. On God.
Bryce, would you be embarrassed if you had to go back to McDonald's right now?
Not at all. Nope.
Kim?
Sorry. No, I would not.
Zeke?
Let me tell you something. I'd be the proudest burger flipper in the world. I'd be at that drive-through like, hey, what's up, man? How you feel, man? Yeah. What they saying, coming to America? Listen, I'm mopping the floors right now.
McDonald's.
In a month, they're gonna put me on fries. After that, I'm assistant manager. I'd be proud of myself, man. Come on, man. If you're sitting there feeding your family, you're doing it legally, you're getting up, you're earning an honest paycheck. What are you hiding your face for, man? Come on.
Kamal?
You know what? I'm gonna be the contrarian. I'm hiding. Hide and seek, goddammit. You ain't gonna find me. I'm gonna have the Pooh Shiesty McDonald mask on, you feel me? You're just gonna see the golden arches right there, face covered. You feel me? Now, to be honest, though, I agree with all y'all on the panel. You shouldn't be ashamed. It's hard as fuck to get a job out here. But we do gotta ask questions. How old was bruh? Because there is a big difference if bruh was like 21 and 22 compared to if bruh was like 35, 36. How old was bruh in the video?
Well, the guy was pretty young that was saying that was his homeboy, so that they can't be too old, I'm assuming.
Great. You know black don't crack. You feel me? Zeke, you know it too, bruh. You feel me?
Listen, I'm 47, so I'm good.
Oh,
See?
wow, you do look good.
47, looking like he's 30, 36. You feel me?
It must be true.
Oh.
Listen, black don't crack unless you smoke it.
Oh,
uh-oh.
Good to know.
But you might live a long time, though. We discussed that last time. The crack make you live long, give you strong bones and shit.
I
But
never
Kim,
knew that. I have a quick little story. There was a viral clip in the Mexican community of this singer. His name is Regulo Caro. About like last year, somebody recorded him because he was delivering Amazon packages, and he was big. Like when I was in high school, Regulo Caro was the shit. And I suppose he was probably going through like some hard time, and he picked up a side job and somebody recorded him, and it went viral because people were shaming him, and he stood on it. He was like, I have to work. Like, I have to do what I have to do. I'm doing what I need to do to hustle on the side. He has a family. After that went viral, because that style of music had kind of phased out and made room for like the tumbados. Sorry, guys, I used to work in the music industry. I don't mean to go into great detail, but he started getting more bookings. And now he's like in big festivals because of after that he went viral, and half the people were shaming him, and the other people were like, respect you, you know, you're out there working, you're out there doing what you have to do. And now he's headlining again. So there's a nice little silver lining right there, and a positive outcome for somebody who did what he had to do, because work is work and you got to respect it.
Hey, if President Trump can work at McDonald's, I don't see why I can't work at McDonald's either, right? The one thing I will say, though, if I ever make it to McDonald's, I'm always going to make sure the ice cream machine is working, because I don't know what's happened at the McDonald's, but we got to make sure people can get their ice cream.
So it's funny you brought up Trump, because I'll play the last clip. We talked about a lot of musicians, a lot of artists tonight. So we're going to play a story about one of Trump's favorite artists, Kid Rock.
Kid Rock was there, and they told us like not to really hit Kid Rock with any zingers because he just wanted to enjoy the show. And he's kind of sensitive. Don't really do many jokes about Kid Rock. He just wants to hang and enjoy the show. Which all I heard was like, all right, do a ton of jokes about Kid Rock. Fuck, I don't give a shit. I want to see how he responds. So I was up there like, I was like, Kid Rock's here. I was like, I'll make this quick, Kid Rock. I know you got to get back to talking too loud or to Cracker Barrel. And then I followed that up with Crack or Barrel is actually how Kid Rock's life is going to end. Yeah, again, more laughter here than it did there. And then in the green room, people came back. There's this guy, some other celebs there, a guy from Yellowstone. This guy, Cole Hauser, was there. And everyone's fucked up. And Kid Rock comes up to me, and he just immediately was like, hey, funny man, huh? Funny man, which is like never a good sign. Like, not calling me by my name, just immediately, I knew a flex was coming. He's like, you think you're pretty funny man? The man that's funny, huh? And I was like, what's up, man? And he was like, oh, yeah, it was pretty good, man. And then he leans into me, I swear to God, he goes, yeah, I bet I fuck more chicks than you. And like 8th grade me was like, dude, am I getting flexed on by fucking Kid Rock? This was not on my bingo card. And so he's like, I bet I fuck more chicks than you. I thought he was joking, so I was like, I'll fight fire with fire and keep it light. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I've probably done it more consensually, and I feel like that's pretty, so.
Most definitely. If you watch it right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell and know we go live. Ladies first, Kim, what's your final thoughts?
I'll keep it short and brief because I was long-winded today. This was a fun episode. I really like hanging out with you guys. Zeke, I didn't say nice to meet you last time we briefly met, and it was nice to meet you. I really appreciate your point of view. It was nice meeting you too. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot your name.
Bryce.
Thank you. Kamal, it's always fun talking with you and Gray. I really appreciate you all. And I'm at Kimberly Annell on all the social medias, all the big ones, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I have a YouTube, but I don't post a lot on there. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thank you.
For sure. Bryce, you were a great guest. Thank you for coming. What's your final thoughts?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Pleasure, and nice to meet each and every single one of you. Final thoughts. I always say this to kind of end my show that I do, is at the end of the day, regardless of left, right, Republican, Democrat, or whatever background of life we come from, we are the future as American citizens, and it's time to put our differences aside, especially right now with the current climate of the country, and come together and continue to fight for the freedoms that we want for ourselves, our children, and their futures, and so on and so forth. So overall, super fun. Grateful to have been a part of the show today. So thanks for having me.
For sure. Thank you for coming. Zeke, what's your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are something along the line of what Bryce said. Listen, like I said, I'm MAGA all day. I like Trump. That's my dude. But I think there's a bigger fight in this country of good versus evil. And I think the evil are louder right now than the good. And the good need to start finding their voices. Don't let the evil speak for you, and you think you're doing the right thing by staying silent. I talk to a lot of other people on the right, and their answers to everything is, well, I'm just going to pray over it because God wins in the end, right? I'm just going to pray over it. No, you have to get out there and get your voice heard. You have to get out there and you have to speak. You have to get out there and you have to let them know, this isn't okay with me. I don't like this. The whole reason why you have teachers now being activists in school rather than actual teachers is because no one spoke up and said, this is not okay. As parents, we have to protect our kids. As husbands, we have to protect our wives. We have to protect the family unit. We have to protect, just our neighborhood. So get out there, speak, because we're in a serious battle right now for our country, for our souls, for our future. And the more you stay quiet, the more you are complicit in evil winning. Thanks for having me on again, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for coming, Zeke. Kamal, what's your final thoughts?
All right, man. Zeke, I didn't give you these last time, but air hole. Appreciate y'all. Hold on, Kim. I got you too. I ain't gonna forget. You feel me? Great. I ain't gonna forget you either. This is a great episode. This shit was funny as hell, man. whole fake Stephen Miller account calling James Tallarico a transgender. God damn, man. Hilarious. Oh my goodness. And man, that one broad, she's fucking retarded. Like, she won the case and she's still like, she's incriminating herself. It don't make no logical sense. You won. Why are you still talking? The shit is just, I don't know what to say for me. About her, man. God damn. Just people just gonna be dumb. All right. And then yeah, if George Floyd brother, if he earned that money and worked for that money and want to buy a chain, let his ass buy a chain. I don't care what motherfuckers do with their own money that they earn. Now, if he using his brother to death and doing a GoFundMe to try to raise some shit, to try to build some shit, and then doing some old janky stuff, then yeah, that's a fucking problem. It's problematic. All right. With that being said, y'all follow the new party. Hit the notification bell so you know when they go live. On my end, if you want to follow me, Kamal Johnson, Kamal Johnson on YouTube. Come over there, follow me, hit the notification bell. And before I be out of here, shout out to the chat. Appreciate y'all. You feel me? I haven't done this in a while, but I guess I'll give the one lucky dweeb the goddamn attention he been wanting, because he been saying shit since the last couple times I've been on here. Hey, bro, stop stroking your dog meat from the back. Know what I'm saying? They know who I'm talking about. Anyway, everybody else in the chat, have a great weekend. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace out, y'all.
Kamal, you and your feelings tonight. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. So please come back. Thank you for watching. New party. Have a great weekend.
Hello, history buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is robbed by. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flapping.